so much stuff for people for free. So you're going to want to have tasters and then hire her. As a recognized expert in the field of energy medicine, she's the creator of the quantum body awakening technique. I'm not going to read all of this because I'd rather ask you. But what's really cool is that you are an uplifter. And that's what I'm hoping I'm doing too, because this is the time for people to get out of that victim mentality and really go, okay, I know I embodied for a reason. I know I came here during this time of huge change. And I know that I've got something remarkable to do. How do I take control of this vessel and use it, right?
Yeah. Yeah. It's so important that we even recognize that we are in a vessel, right? Sometimes we feel like we are our body, we are our mind, and we just get so entangled in that it makes us live in the 3D rather than recognizing that what if we do tell ourselves that we are not this mind, we are not this body, and let that part of us shed and detangle ourselves from that piece. And then what if we can actually experience what we're here to experience, right, Kathy? Oh,
sorry, I was on Facebook and tagging people. Okay.
Oh, that's okay.
Well, what's interesting is that as a healer, as someone who is connected to more of the layers of reality than some people are. You have been helping people that got glimpses of that reality, and you have practitioners. You have people that have gone through your Ananda for life process, and so you've been doing that. How many years have you been helping others help others?
Yeah. So here's the thing. I teach a modality called Quantum Body Awakening, and within that modality, I teach you to become a medical intuitive and really learn to heal yourself and heal others. Because a lot of times we do. I mean, for me, I wanted to learn to heal myself. I had no intention of healing others when I decided to really do some personal development. And I was dealing at that time with digestive issues. I was unhappy with myself and who I was, and like you talked about, right, victimizing myself, judging myself, criticizing. And yet, I was on top of the world with my job. I was in the corporate field of working as a pharmaceutical rep. I mean, I had a car, I had everything made for me, but I was still unhappy. And a lot of times we're just unhappy with how our life is going. There's like something missing, right? And I realized that when I stepped into this, that I was missing purpose. And it's funny because as I'm preparing for Rise the Healing Summit this week, I mean, it's been a preparation ongoing since December, and my husband's been watching me, and he's like, "How are you not tired?" Right? Because I'm like, because I'm in my purpose, I'm in my element, and when you are in that and you're so passionate about something and you're doing something for others, it really gets those endorphins going and you don't get tired. I mean, I have loved every moment of it, but did I do that with my pharmaceutical job? No, I was just exhausted, cranky, and I felt like it was affecting every area of my life. And so when I stepped into this purpose, I said that I took so many classes, right? I took so many healing classes, and I just couldn't get enough. I was like I just wanted to suck in all the information, I was like an energy vampire for information. And I couldn't get enough. And then an opportunity opened up for me to help people globally. And I said yes. And I took that chance, investing $5,000 in that opportunity, the money I didn't have. And so I took on that, and I learned a few things that I needed to learn to be out there and be comfortable. And then I decided a few years after helping thousands of people in within 2 years of being global, I decided I wanted to help others um, get out there, because I've taken those energy healing courses, but nobody teaches you how to do the business part. And the business part feels like it's so overwhelming that a lot of healers will stay away from it.
Mhm.
I said, I don't want that. I want my program to take them through these different layers and different avenues of what is possible for them, because I feel like as healers we have hid ourselves for too long, and now it's time to come out and shine and be who we are. And that's why I also came up with Rise the Healing Summit as well. And so I mean, that's my passion, is to bring people out of their cocoon and really let them be seen and heard, and know that you're worthy and deserving. Because honestly, I felt that way. I felt like I didn't have a voice when I was growing up, and I don't do that, Kathy, because I know you're saying yes. So
Well, I think what we're encouraging everyone to do is, number one, find their purpose, because and you know what that is when you're lit up, when
yes,
you would do it no matter what. That it's almost your hobby. When you wake up in the morning, you're excited about it. And I can say that too with this Conscious Business Zone. This is my fourth year,
wow,
full year, and originally it was twice a week. Now it's once a week. And I'm learning and growing and
it
meeting these
is
cool people. And so it's not like, oh, I've got to do my show.
exactly.
Instead it's like, oh, cool. How do I get to learn more and help more people? Because seriously, it's all about being in service for the
Exactly.
whole, right?
And
Right?
every session is different. Like every person is different. So every session and every client is
Yeah.
going to have a different need. And then you discover these different things and you're like, oh my God, wow,
Yeah.
I don't know where that came from.
Yeah, you do. Well, see, I
Oh,
actually
yeah, exactly.
yeah, I actually hook up before I do things. So yeah, I do. But see, I think what we this time period that we're in right now, where especially it's an election year and we're in the US and there's so much contrast. I mean, we're just recuperating from the past 3-4 years, and and now it's still like, instead of people celebrating what's right in the world, all you're hearing about is the other. And so I kind of feel like we're both being cheerleaders. You certainly are being a cheerleader for hey guys, no, this is the party's just starting.
Yeah.
Right?
And we have to be that cheerleader, even though I couldn't cheerlead for the life of me. And I even tried. But you know what? I feel like I've always been that cheerleader for life, cheerleader for people. And it's just beautiful to be in this space. And especially with you, Kathy, I know we've been, on and off speaking, talking, and you've brought me on to the show multiple times, and it's just been such an honor. And it's truly, I mean, you're inspiring in your own light, that you bring to the world, and I just love that about you, right? You
Oh,
don't give up, right?
no.
Like, and that's the thing, like, and what I've seen about healers and about people like yourself and myself is that it doesn't matter about, like, how old you get or how young you are. It matters that what your purpose is and why you're here and how much you love it.
Yes.
And there's so much direction that we want to give people, and we want to get to so many people, right? And I hope that our work will allow us to do that in more and more years to come,
Right.
and we just need to overcome all this negativity. I feel like if we stay out of this negativity, I tell people I live in my own bubble. I've been like, did you hear this news? I'm like, no, I live in my own bubble. And I think I should make a t-shirt that says that I live in my own bubble and I don't care.
Well, the thing is that what we're seeing is that old things of the past
Yeah.
are going away,
Yeah.
and everything is changing. And if we're in this higher vibration, more opening and trusting that the divine is working through us, then we can problem solve. If we're staying in a different and we're a lot of times that also is reducing your energy, so you're not working with others, you're not in support of others. It's very me centered.
Yeah.
And I mean, I just at a certain point, your voice, maybe in past lives you are killed for speaking up, but you won't be killed for speaking up this life.
Yeah.
And I think that's a big part of our message, really, is that your rise, all of that, all of these people found their voice, found the courage to not make it about if I'm having a bad hair day, and have it about
Like I am right now, but hey.
no, you're not. No,
Like, what is happening here?
No. But do you know? No, that wasn't directed at you. No, I think that we get so self-conscious and think that, like, I would have never done Conscious Business Zone if I would have been self-conscious.
Yeah.
I had a really bad breakup.
Uh-huh.
And I was crying all the time. And the only way I assured that I got out of bed on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 10 a.m. was that I started this show. And I, the first year, all I did was invite my friends, because I've been doing this work with these amazing healers and Hay House authors and Gaia TV people for 24 years.
Wow.
So all the first year, but I just had to get out of bed and not make it about me, because I might have been crying right before I started the show. Seriously, I was a mess. So when you get out of that, that's when you're talking about rise, and the reason why I really want to help you in any way I can is that this is really the essence of why we're here, right?
Yep. And Rise is all about reclaiming, igniting, strengthening, evolving ourselves. And I've seen, like there were times just like yourself that I had a hard time getting out of bed. I was dealing with depression, anxiety. And like I said, I had digestive issues, but I also had kidney stones. And we dwell, like, I was basically victimizing myself and self-sabotaging myself, saying, okay, I can't do this because I have this. Right. And so when I started doing that, and luckily I was able to reflect upon that, but it took me a long time to do that because I didn't have mentors and coaches, and I didn't even think about seeking them out. And when I did get into energy healing, I realized that there was so much more support for me than I even imagined. And just like you this year, Kathy, I decided that so last year I took off. Like, I basically just sat there. And I said, okay, I'm just going to do the minimal, right? Because I was kind of burnt out. I was tired. And then the end of this year, I said, you know what? I feel like I'm ready for a lot more. And it's going to be a lot more. And you won't believe, not only did we create Rise Summit, but the fact that the processes that I went through and the mental stuff that you go through is just unreal, because here I am trying to get in touch with Dr. Joe Vitale and Marcy Shimoff, the authors of The Secret, and then Deborah Poneman, Lisa Garr, like all these people that I look up to, all of them who have been on my personal development journey with me. And here I am thinking, would they really want to talk to me? Would they really want to be in my space? Am I worthy of it? Like all these things going through your mind, right? And then when you send out these emails of asking them if they would like to be on your summit, it is like disheartening when there's nothing happening in the email, and you're just waiting and you're waiting and you're like, oh my gosh. And you really do take yourself down this horrible tunnel, okay, of not good enough.
Mm-hmm.
And I realized that in the beginning of this journey. And I'm like, wow, we tend to revisit these things and get triggered, but how am I going to manage this time, right? And I'm like, no, I had to shift that energy. And luckily, with the tools and techniques that I have of quantum body awakening, I know how to do that. But even as a healer, what I'm trying to say is that here we are. We always think that we have to be perfect, and we don't.
Right.
Things happen, things come up, and it's okay. As long as you have the tools and techniques. And with Rise, because maybe you're an empath, maybe you're an intuitive, a healer, a coach, whoever, whatever you do for a living, and whoever you are this beautiful person who is ready to rise, to take yourself to the next level, just like I was this year.
Perfect.
And now I've made so many connections, and I know that there's so much more in store for me. And just like you, Kathy, I'm hoping to be having these beautiful, expansive experiences that I can't wait.
Well, you already are. And the thing is, again, you're showing people that it's safe to come out and play.
Yes.
And that's what when you look at this isn't work, this is play. When
Yes.
you're in your space, plus finding your others. I believe that there's a whole bunch of different species of humans here. And when you get into community, you'll be able, at an event like Rise, what you get to do is see, oh, that person's energy it's not just their voice and what they're offering. You actually feel their energy.
Yes.
And you can go, oh, I recognize that. That's my path. Is that how you learned, you came up with your teachers and your guides?
Yeah, so for me, I was always drawn to Dr. Wayne Dyer, and then Louise Hay, and a lot of the people from Hay House, Nancy Levin, which I'm going to get to speak with her, and all of you are going to get a chance to connect with her. So with Rise Summit, but all of these Hay House authors, I really connected with them. And then one of the gurus that I also follow is Sadhguru, and he is just been, I was always looking for, my parents would always tell me, you need to find somebody like a guru, because in our Indian community, we always have somebody that we like to learn from, right? And so I'm like, yeah, okay, and Sadhguru fell into my life because one of my friends had told me about him a few years ago. And then I was like, oh, no, I don't think so. I don't need a guru in my life, right? I think we all need somebody that can keep us on track and that can help us and assist us when we fall. We know exactly what to do. And that's why this is so important. Like, this is just the beginning of the year. I still see it as the beginning, even though it's almost May, but we're still in April. We're still in April. It's still the beginning of the year. And it is really time for us to really peak our existence, peak our, really look at who we are, who we want to become, and what are the changes that we need to make to get there, right? And I think there's so much beauty in just recognizing even that much, that there needs to be a little bit of change, right? And
this isn't like New Year's resolutions. This is where you commit to love yourself.
Yes.
A lot of this is self-love. And we really never,
right? Stepping into your power, your greatness, your potential. Like, that's what we want.
Right. Well, but I don't think we've been taught to, like, when you're thinking about it as a woman, and in this culture, we haven't really been taught to love ourselves. No. And what you're doing is you're bringing out new ways of, it's personal development on steroids, kind of.
I love that you put it that way.
Because it's got energy to it. It's not just the intellect. So we're body, we're mind, heart, and dantian. So you want to connect all those centers. And what you're doing is you're providing that energy column for everyone. And then these other people are bringing in aspects and then their perspective and their energy that they're each one of them are just amazing. So
amazing and different, and they have messages and processes and meditations, and that is really going to uplift, like keep you inspired that, you know what, this was the right choice to come here, because I know we all have divine timing. When we land somewhere, it is divinely guided, right? We don't know why we're there, but we are, right? Sometimes, I mean, that's happened to me multiple times. I'm like, I don't know why this happened, but I'm here and I take away so much from it. And I really do want you to feel into all of these speakers. There's like 16 speakers, including myself is 17. And then we have 3 musicians who are there to really, really take you up level up level your vibration, your frequency, because when you can vibrate at that higher frequency, then you can see and make the choices in your life. Like if you're looking for abundance, if you're looking for a career change, if you're looking for a different purpose, if you're looking for better health, right? How can we get out of bed, find our happiness, and do what we love? And that's what this is all about.
Perfect. So, should I show the site real quick, and then we can come back? But Deepal, I want people to know as much as possible. You're the band leader here, the orchestra conductor, but that you're the energy that you're bringing is quite remarkable, and you've been very generous in Facebook and in other platforms where you've been working for people, bringing other healers in. You're not in a competitor model, which is why I really, really, really admire your work. You bring other people together to see, okay, well, how can we really help? And this is one of those examples. So I'm going to show this, and again, please guide me.
I will.
Where you want me to be. Oops, I'm on this part. Here we go. Let's go here first. Okay. So this is on your website. Do you see it?
Yes, I do.
Okay. So
make this small. And so give me just one moment. There we go. So I could see. Okay, perfect.
Okay.
So I feel like, okay, so Rise the Healing Summit, we have 17 of us speakers, and you can see a lot of the speakers who are on there, but really it rose from the fact that many of us fall and we don't know how to come back up. You know, when you're a kid and you fall on your knees, you bounce right back up because you haven't had a lot of the responsibility that you have taken on through all these years, right? You've experienced so much. Maybe you've experienced trauma. Maybe you've experienced bullying, and anything in your life has been an experience. But as a child, you were able to rise really quickly and you were able to brush it off, right? Now, as an adult, you reflect back on these things, these childhood memories, and you're like, wow, that didn't really feel right, right? We're diving now into our feelings. And so sometimes we tend to fall along the way. Little by little, we're falling on our knees. And then sometimes we just find ourselves completely disconnected from everybody, completely isolated. And we feel that there's no way out of this. And so we all have a story. We all have a story that we hold on to, and we make that story something that's inside of us. And then what happens is that it's harder to overcome that self-sabotage and really achieve the dreams that we want. Okay. And so for me, I wanted to bring out not only your story as to how we can look at the bigger picture, but really navigate through our problems that come up each and every day, through our triggers, and really know how to manage that, really take life by the hand and say, you know what, I'm ready to walk with you rather than against you, right? We have to shift that mindset. And so Rise came about because it's time to rewire ourselves and rewire our stories. and stop telling ourselves that I can't, I'm not good enough, I'm going to wait for, I'm too busy, and find more time for ourselves. Number one, crush the things that we have on our to-do list, right? Problem solve a lot better. Find that unlimited energy and that want and need and passion to get out of bed. I mean, that's the biggest thing. And right now, I know a lot of people feel unmotivated and they are feeling like like they're procrastinating, right? But you don't have to do that anymore, because I am telling you, Rise is going to help you reclaim, ignite, strengthen, and evolve.
That's
And let me tell you when it's happening. So if you just scoot down a little bit, just
good.
scroll
It
down.
is here too. It's on that one too, but here we go.
Yeah. So April 22nd, we start Monday. And we go from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. and it's go, go, go. So we're going to be interviewing 3 people a day. And then the reason, so it's 30 minutes for each interview. And within the interviews, like I said, there's going to be meditative processes, tools, techniques that all of our speakers will provide to you so that you can actually implement them in your life that day, that moment, and really, really take it home and utilize it for as long as you need to for the rest of your life, right? When I learn something, I want to use it for the rest of my life. So so that's from 11 to 1 o'clock. Then 1 o'clock, we start the after party. And the after party is all about music to help you become more receptive and really open you up, declutter, right? Music is known, it's got scientific studies of how music helps our body and our mind and our soul really dance. So let's dance that afternoon away. That's what 1 to 2 is all about. And it's also about connecting with the speakers. So we'll have a few speakers that will have time to stay on afterwards, and they're going to want to connect with you. You could ask them anything you want. And that's why it's from 11 to 2 p.m. Eastern time. And then you could just scroll down a little bit more, Kathy. And just keep going. So you could click the button anywhere. So you'll have a toolbox. Basically, Rise will help you walk away with a toolbox of practical techniques that you could use right away. Like Marcy Shimoff, she wrote this book, Happy for No Reason. And if you've never read this book,
I have that one.
yeah, I know you have, but if our viewers have never read this book, I love this book. Love it, love it, love it. And it's almost like, yeah, it's like a guide. It is your everyday guide, easy to do stuff, right?
Right.
And things we don't think about, but yet we know. And sometimes we just need to be reminded of certain messages. So you are going to be part of a thriving community, a community of like-minded people who are on the same path as you are. So you're not going to feel like, oh my God, do I belong here, right? And then, of course, you're also going to walk away with so much confidence, and you're going to have 7-day access to all of the Rise interviews.
Oops.
Okay. No worries.
Sorry. I don't know what happened. There we go.
That's okay.
Okay, I'll bring it back in a sec. Sorry.
No worries.
That is so weird. It didn't. Okay. Well, basically what you're doing, oops, it dropped it all together.
Oh, that's okay. You know what? I will, I'll just pull it up on my end so I could.
I've got it.
Okay, cool.
Sorry about that. I don't know what happened.
That's okay. It's technology. This is the thing. Like, this is the thing, Kathy. You're so real, right? Like, I mean, normally if I had not risen myself right now, I'd be like so mad, right? Like, oh my God, I can't believe that happened. I'm so embarrassed, right? And that's the mindset that we have to create for ourselves. Like, everything is okay. It's okay.
Right. Well, the other thing is that if we show that we're not perfect, that all that other people show up in their imperfection too. which that's what actually this is all about.
Exactly.
No one's perfect, or else if you were so enlightened, you wouldn't be here anymore.
Exactly. So we've got these global visionaries, scientists, philosophers, shamans. I mean, we have so many wonderful, wonderful things to share with you. Here are their pictures. We've got Keith Leone, Marcy Shimoff, Dr. Joe Vitale, Brett Breville, Nancy Levin. She's from Hay House. And then Donna Campbell. She's amazing. Abundance. She's like a mind whisperer. Carrie Kylene. Oh, she's great. Christy Whitman, Jeffrey Gignac, Lisa Gar, Lani Yamasaki. I mean, all of these. Muniza. She's amazing. She's like a medical intuitive as well. She's known as the intuitive medicine woman. And then we've got Deborah Poneman, Emily Harrison, and then our three amazing. We've got a guitarist, a flutist, and a drummer. Okay, like drumming. Cool. I'm blown away. I'm excited. And everybody said yes. Like they were ready to help others rise. When I said rise, they're like, yes, we want to be a part of it. And then, what you can do is what's wonderful is that you can even upgrade and elevate your experience with our VIP access. And I tell you guys, this is like a treasure box, okay? Because you've got 20 plus bonuses that these speakers have given. Okay, they are saying, here, take these. You can have them. There are MP3s, worksheets, PDFs to help you rise. So you get access to all of those. You also get to interact with the speakers. You get 15 minutes of a discovery call with me, which we're going to tap into your purpose and just scan and do readings and get messages from the guides, okay? Because I work with a team of guides and they are here to support you and help you. And then you, of course, get all of the access to all the recordings for a lifetime. And the beauty of this is that, Kathy, I really wanted to help kids rise. They have a dream, they have a purpose, but some kids just can't go to college. And so the vision and the mission of Rise, if you look down, yep, it's right there. And you could play that video maybe.
I'm not sure that the sound or...
Oh, that's okay. Sound. Oh, it doesn't play. Okay, that's okay. So we are partnering Ananda for Life, which is my company. It means divine bliss for happiness, for life. And we are partnering with VIP Foundation, whose mission is to bridge students between their next level and their educational aspirations and provide a scholarship. And they started a few years ago, and they have really expanded this year. And the gentleman there, it's a husband and wife foundation that they started, and he DJs for the foundation. So all the money that he makes goes to the foundation and provides kids scholarship, the ability to go to college, a dream come true for them. So, yeah.
Oh, that's so cool. Well, the other thing I wanted everyone to know is that when you're looking at an investment like this, it's only, you can barely go out to dinner for two people for $100 now. But what you're doing is that you have the opportunity to see who Deepal already curated these talented beings and their gifts, and she's bringing part of her best of the best, her top line people here together to show, and maybe that you haven't ever heard of them before. Exactly. I've heard of quite a few of them, but a lot of them are new to me.
Yeah.
So you've really done your homework, and you've done the best that you can to bring that information to all of us so that we can rise. And it's more than a one-shot thing. That's what people see. We're at a time period where we get to create our own reality. We always have, but there is less and less of the veil. The solar flares and the solar energies that are coming here on Earth are are reducing the veils, if not totally completely releasing the veils, but we may be still in a program of our culture, of our gender, of anything.
Yeah.
Felice is here. What I want people to know is that these people that Deepal has brought together, plus Deepal's work, can really be the thing that cracks you open so you can finally see what it is you're missing. What is it that is the next step on your soul's journey to be enriched, right?
And I feel like sometimes I know that a lot of us on this journey, Kathy, have tried so many things and have been doing so many things, right? So I understand that. But it's like reading a book, right? You might want to read that book 2 times, 3 times. Maybe you go back to it after a couple of years and you learn something new each time. So I feel like I know there's a lot of summits out there. I feel like there's a lot of things that we can do that is going to help us. And maybe you've already taken advantage of it, but don't give up, because even though, okay, this is a completely free summit. The only time that you're paying and investing in these kids and investing in yourself is if you would like the front row seat. Okay. And that's only $97. And so my thing is, if I can walk away with one thing, and that can change my entire life. It could bring in more abundance. It could bring in more happiness and joy that I have missed out on for all these years, because it's easy not to be playful and be responsible every single day. It's easy to be serious, right? And so here, I want to help you awaken to your vibrant self, who you are meant to be, who and how you are meant to radiate each and every day, how you can show up. And that's why usually most summits won't give you that opportunity to really connect with the speakers. But I've given you this, there's a half hour at 1:00 to 1:30 where you can ask your questions, connect, be in their energy right up front and center if you're in the Zoom room, and you open up that treasure box of VIP. Okay. So I just wanted to share that, like how this summit is different since we are talking about it.
Well, I love that there's an opportunity to help yourself see other people's story, so that you can see, because it does reflect on your story.
Yeah.
We're all waking up right now. We're all in a time of change, as I said before, and creative problem solving comes from people having a different worldview.
Yes.
And if you stay in your own cultural and societal backgrounds,
Yes.
Women would have never voted. Women would have never done anything.
I agree. I agree.
Yeah. The other thing I want to say is that I really love that you've added the music, because music does go past your ego. Your ego, where your thinking mind is doing, contrast. Everything's black or white, or good or bad. The music has a way of uplifting and changing frequencies without any distortion, as long as it's not too loud.
Right. No, you know what, Kathy, I used to do the Global Gathering years ago.
I know, I was on it.
Yes, when 2020 started, we started with the Global Gathering, and we would have all of the healers on at one time. And each one did something beautiful in the 10, 15 minutes that they had a process. But then we had musicians. We always had a musician at every Global Gathering. And that was like a great ending to anything. I feel like music is a great beginning and ending to
Right, right,
any
right,
any event.
right,
And that's why
right.
maybe at weddings, at receptions, they end with music, right? Because it's a celebration. It's a celebration of life.
Right, 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 right.
Music is
Well,
a celebration of you.
I want to add this. Felice said, "Amen, amen, sister." One thing that can change the entire trajectory of someone's life in a way that activates the original divine blueprint to live an elevated life. Fantastic. We'll look into it. Thank you, Felice. Well, if Felice is a near-death experiencer, and I've worked with a lot of them. I'm a volunteer for IONS, and the reason I recognize what you're doing is that the people that have had near death experiences, they were, because they got a quick and maybe sudden and difficult view of the bigger picture, they came back and they're fearless and they're courageous and they speak, they can't not be who they are. And what you're offering is a more kind and loving path to that realization without the damage, without the physical, and also the dissociation, because a lot of the people that wake up very quickly, they have Kundalini experiences or near death experiences, they cannot function very well in society for years. And so what you've done is you've brought people together that are claiming their divinity, claiming their gifts, and then sharing them from they're representing how we can show up, right?
Yes. One of the person, I love the fact that you brought up the near death. I wish I had Anita Murjani on. I resonated. I read her book.
Sure.
And years ago, when I was on my journey, when I started my journey, I read her book. And oh my gosh, her near death experience is just phenomenal. And I think anybody who's ever had near death experiences, it gives me chills even when you brought it up. But that's when you really overcome the fear, I feel, and you really take down the veil of and you really open up your third eye at that point, right? You're just like, I see the truth and I don't know if I care or how like they just know what to do.
Right. Don't you think that this time period with the solar changes and the upliftment, as the end of the Kali Yuga, all of this time period is changing people so that they can see, well, the game here is played that you come in as a soul and you forget everything.
Right.
And so now maybe the game is going to change. So
remembering. Yes. And I love that. Yes. So yeah, I mean, and the eclipse and everything, Mercury retrograde, like everything is getting a lot stronger, I feel, and the energies are a lot stronger. People are more aware. And so when you saw about the eclipse, did you see how much fear was also coming through about it?
Right.
Like it's going to be the end of the world.
Right.
So it's crazy interesting how this is starting to play out and how consciousness is awakening, but yet taking that information, and I don't know where that information comes from, how it's being distributed, right? But it is also creating some fear. And so we have to disintegrate that fear, right? We have to work on that part. So it's really a great time, honestly, to be here in our existence of helping.
Right. Well, when you get to experience people that, like one of the ladies that I interviewed for the near death experiencers, her name's Ingrid Hakala, and she's Colombian, and she actually, her near death experience happened at 4 years old. She drowned. And now she's a NASA marine biologist.
Wow.
For NASA.
Wow.
So, I mean, talk about, she's not afraid of water. She should be afraid of water.
Right. You would think.
but so that's what I'm saying is when you watch that and you feel the loving energy and their connection to source, and that they have shown up completely in
Yeah.
service for others,
Yes.
push past their fears, which is what you're saying you're doing yourself, and that that is the opportunity for all of the people that
All
you're featuring
yes.
in the Rise, the Healing Summit.
Yeah, but and it's an opportunity for us to get past our fear. When we see somebody
Exactly.
else that we look up to that has fallen and how they got up, and how they came to where they are, it gives us a different perspective of, okay, so I can overcome my fear. And when you can come into that realization, I feel like you will see things around you just changing. Like you will want to take action, you will want to do things for yourself. And right now, maybe you're feeling like, oh no, I'm okay with where I am. And that's okay too. But if there's any kind of fear or any kind of stress that you're dealing with, you want to come and find out, okay, what can I do for myself? Where can I go from here? Right? It's always a question I feel like we should ask ourselves, where could I go from here?
Exactly. And the opportunity to keep learning, to keep growing, to help others. I mean, again, a lot of people that are watching this are conscious business owners, that they care a lot about their employees
Yeah.
as much as they care about their customers, and they're looking for different ways to uplift and bring out the best in
That's, yeah,
everyone around them. But I mean, that's their job in their business as well as their customers. Excuse me, their employees. And so, what we're talking about is the energy and the excitement and the enthusiasm that Deepal has, and that all of the speakers that she's brought together, it's contagious, and you won't be able to be grumpy afterwards.
man, there's no way. And I promise that. I guarantee it. 100% money back guarantee.
Yeah, that's what we're saying is that there's lots of things that we can focus on, and whatever we do attracts more. And what Deepal's offering is a way for you to attract the things you really want in your life. That the life of your dreams is just around the corner, but you may not know of this person who's already figured it all out. You
Exactly.
don't have to read 100 books. You don't have to watch 100 movies. You have these expert resources at your fingertips, right?
Exactly. And that's how we will excel as humans if we look into the knowledge and the wisdom of these experts, right? And if they can talk to us, I've gotten to a point where I'd rather somebody talk to me than read a book.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just because we are busy people, but we can't be too busy to self-invest in ourselves and just take the time. What is that investment? It's time. That's it. And if you do the VIP access, guess what? You get to sit up front, and that's really great because I always like the energy of being in the space. I would love to do a big event, just a live event, but this is just as special and just as amazing and powerful, especially if you're thinking like, well, that's just online, I'm not going to feel anything or whatever. But I promise you, you're going to walk away with a change. Okay.
Right.
Promise.
So I do want to address that real quick too, because what we're talking about is a lot of the people that are listening to this right now are sensitives. And what we have used our feelings as our navigation, as our compass. And what we're talking about is giving you a chance to, even though it's online, giving you a chance to feel into each one of these things and have more of a visceral, inclusive change, right?
Yes. Yes. So, I mean, transformation, it doesn't have to be big. It doesn't have to be it doesn't have a size. It could be anything. And I just would like to just even for you to have a spark ignite within you. Like, if we can light that little bit of fire, then imagine how far you can take that fire,
That's right.
right?
That's right. That's right. And we all need each other. We're all pieces of a giant puzzle that the divine decided was all the perfection of this time period. So this is really, I'm getting chills again. This is really an opportunity for you to see everything that is in your potential future and grab a hold of it and go full throttle, right?
I agree. Full throttle. We got it.
Yeah. So
One of my friends, she said, "You know what, Deeple, you're taking people from Pain Island to Pleasure Island." I always
yeah,
like to be on a vacation.
I've heard
We
that
think that we need a vacation just to get away from things, but what if this can be your vacation? And in
right.
5 days, you come out more inspired, more lighted up than you ever have, and ready to take action. I mean, I can't wait to see the results after 5 days of what people are going to be sharing, because I know even after 1 day, they're going to see a huge, huge, huge shift in whatever is going on in their lives. And sometimes we feel like we have the biggest problems in the world, but I promise you, we can help you solve these. That's what these beautiful luminaries and speakers and healers and shamans, they're all here to help you do.
Perfect. So I know we're going to need to wrap up. So want to make sure that everyone knows how to get a hold of you, how to sign up for Rise, the Healing Summit.
Yes, all you need to do is go to anandaforlife.com/Rise Summit, or you could just look me up, deepalshah.com, and it'll take you right to that page. And then you will see there's going to be a pop-up. You could click on the pop-up, or you could go under events and you could click Rise the Healing Summit. And you could sign up for the VIP. I highly encourage that. That's where you're going to get the most of your experience, to be honest. And sitting with the geniuses and taking in that energy, that's an like, what do you call it? An once in a lifetime experience.
Right.
Not too often does that happen.
Well, thank you so much. Bless you for all this work. I know how much work this is, and bless you. And I love your energy and want to thank you so much. Please, you guys, do yourself a favor. Share this video with other loved ones that you know will really benefit from this work. This is a wave. We're making a wave.
That's right. You're right.
Come in the flow. Well, thank you, dear. Thank you. Bless you. I'll talk to you again soon.
Thank you, Kathy.
Thank you, dear. Bye-bye.